Welcome everyone. This is a new video with Raghunath and me, as you can see. And the reason for this video is we are launching a new screener in OPSTRA, which is probably the first of its kind in India, maybe first of its kind in the world. And there are so many features which are possible via this option screener that people can get help in even generating real-time trading ideas. Of course, finally, the position sizing, the management of the trade is up to you. But there are so many instruments and so many options, strikes available. But which one is more likely to give a good result is what this screener will give. And there is a backtesting tool also. So that is what Raghunath is going to explain to us today. So welcome, Raghunath, and you can start.
Yeah, thank you, Happy, and hello everyone. So you can go to this option screener /screener you can use, or you can also go from options menu. Okay. So
yeah, just the idea behind routine doubt. Will this be in Definedge solutions also?
Yeah, it will be there in both securities as well as solutions. Both of them. So the idea behind option screener came from users, not the idea, but the demand for some kind of screener where they can look at the trades and they can use those ideas to trade them. Okay. So we did a lot of work, and my team, me, and we put a lot of effort, both in terms of user interface as well as the backend, to make this option screener. I'll talk about this step by step so you can understand what exactly it is. Okay.
Yeah.
The option screener gives you the list of option strategies and trades. Okay. And across all the FNO stocks and indices, both of them. And all of these trades are already backtested. Okay. And each trade, we will provide the backtesting results for each and every trade. Okay. As you can see in the table itself, each strategy will have backtesting data as well as backtesting related ratios and everything, max drawdown, expectancy, PNL, and all those things. Okay. And here the most initial step is we generate these ideas from technical analysis. Okay. So let's say, for example, as you can you see in the list, this is sell the top. It's a strategy, right? So we get the signal from technical analysis on the candlestick charts, and in some cases we also use PNF and Renko charts. Okay, which we'll talk about later. Now, what is exactly this? If you hover on this, it will tell that the entry happens when the price crosses 200 SMA, which is simple moving or single moving average, and then it should be below, the price should be below 10 EMA. Okay. And RSI should be above 30. Okay. So when it's selling the top, we are saying that it should cross below 200 SMA and it should be below 10 SMA. And at the same time, the RSI should be above 30, which means it should not be in oversold condition. So there should be still some room left for it to go down. That's the idea behind this condition. So that
this is an EOD signal, right? That is what I can see.
EOD signal. So every day we look for these signals of all the FNO stocks on the spot data. So like that, there are several strategies. Like if you go to here, you have these many strategies. Like we have 10 SMA below 50 SMA, 9 EMA, 20. So moving average based. Then we have candlestick based. Like for example, we have 3 consecutive green candles, and each candle is above the previous close. Okay. Rather than similarly, we have bearish momentum, like 3 consecutive red candles. So each red candle is below the previous red candle, like that 3, 4, 5 we have. And then we have bullish momentum, like MACD positive crossover. That is another one. And we have buy the dip moving average. Similar to sell the top moving average, we have inverse of that. And then we have IVP crosses below 90. This is for volatility related trading. Okay. And then we have MAMA crosses above pharma and the other way around. It's also moving average base indicator.
Yeah.
And then we have post earnings and pre earnings. So like when we have earnings results every quarter, right? So we have post earnings as well as pre earnings around those events. Okay. And then finally we have and it's the top moving average, which we have already seen. So we have different technical indicators and conditions based on which signals are generated. Now, once the signals are generated, we also test multiple option strategies using those signals. So let's say we have long put, for example. Then we also test short call because it is a bearish strategy. So we use all the bearish option strategies for that. So long put, short call, and so on and so forth. So as you can see, so many strategies here, just the EOD based strategies, and some are of not there because they may not have qualified at least today. Okay, so every day in the evening we get the EOD data, we generate these signals, and then we backtest all different option strategies depending on whether it is bearish, sideways, or bullish, and all those things. Okay, now so overall we are generating, we are doing at least 70 to 80,000 backtests every day. We are backtesting so many of those each and every day and every week. So once the backtesting is done, we define certain criteria that the expectancy, the PNL should be positive because there is no point in looking at loss making strategies or loss making trades, right? So that is one. The other one is we should have minimum 3 trades. Okay. So unless we have three trades for that particular technical strategy, we will not show it in the screener. And so those are some criteria based on which we put this in the screener. Now, in the screener, we also show what is the total returns and what is the strategy, for example. Like if we buy long put, what is the put that we buy? 50 delta. And are we using any stop loss? On what is the exit basis for this strategy?
Yeah.
So and then what are the total returns so far? So we have divided them into 3 categories based on backtesting period: 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. So if you are only concerned with only recent data, then use 1 year data like this. And then you want some medium term and you want long term. And then according to that, we show different backtesting period data. Okay. So different backtesting period will have different results. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we got total PNL, the total returns, how many trades were there, what is the win rate, how much capital was utilized, and what was average PNL, and what was the average returns, and what is the maximum drawdown. What is the expectancy? Expectancy is nothing but we based on risk reward ratio, adjusting to risk reward ratio, we tell you whether it is statistically the long term, whether it will be profitable or not.
Yeah.
And finally, we will link to backtest, which on clicking it will take you to our options backtesting platform, which is called OPSTRA, and which I will show you in a bit. So we can also go and we can do even more further backtesting if you want. Like if you're not satisfied with the conditions that we have used to do the backtest. So these conditions were optimized by us by looking at different combinations of backtesting parameters. We optimized and we reached these particular parameters, which we feel that are by default are good parameters. But if you want to adjust or you want to change those further, you can always do by going to the backtest on our OPTEST backtesting platform. Okay. Now that is one. Okay. Now we can also filter. Like for example, somebody is not satisfied with few number of trades. Like somebody wants enough number of trades to backtest. So you can also filter by column. Like for example, I want at least 10 trades minimum. So I say greater than 9 or greater than 10. So minimum 10 trades will be filtered out. So unless those are there, it will not show up in the result. So you can, like that, you have multiple of them which you can filter out using this filter functionality.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is one. And then also you can filter by strategy. Let's say I want only particular kind of strategies, technical strategies. Then you can only use those to filter them out. Okay. And then we also provided the liquidity filter.
Yeah, that is important.
Probably in high liquidity stocks, or you want to see moderate ones or low ones. So you can choose up to 2. So I want both high and moderate, but don't show me illiquid ones. Then you can choose those like that. And you can also choose the directional bias. For example, if you today it was bearish, right? So maybe it is ideal to do bearish strategies today. So I can choose only bearish strategies, for example. Okay. Or if you want to do only neutral strategies, you can do neutral strategies. If you see that market is not doing much, so maybe you want to choose neutral strategy. Things like that. And whether you want your strategies to be risk defined or undefined risk strategies. So that also I can do. So you don't want to take undefined risk or unlimited risk. Then choose defined risk strategies. So in these defined risk strategies, your loss is always limited. You already know when you enter this strategy, you already know what will be your loss. Okay.
Yeah.
So like that, you have these multiple filters based on which you can choose what kind of trade you want to go with. And we also have this slider here, okay, wherein you can go like you can also check historical data for this screener. Like what was the signal yesterday? What was signal 10 days ago? Like that. So far we have talked about only EOD signals, right? Now, similarly, we also get intra signals. So, what are intra signals? Intra signals are the ones which are generated during the day. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that these are only for intraday trading. These are signals that are generated during the day. During
It can be position also. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can do positional, you can do intraday, whatever you can do. Doesn't matter. So here right now we only have PNF and Renko based strategies. For example, if you look at the filters, you will see this PNF, and we have mainly have must, which is a trend trading indicator, and then similarly DECMA is another trading indicator. And then we have bullish, bearish, and obviously Renko and PNF based charts to generate this.
What about the box size and brick size?
Yeah, so if you hover on that, it will show you like your when price crosses below must cloud and box size is 0.15%. Like that.
So can that be changed?
So for that you have to go to the backtest, and there you can change the box size and all those things.
No, if I want a live trade with a different box size,
you cannot do it here. You have to go to the backtest. Like for example, you go to the test, and there you can change like box size or brick size and all those things.
Okay.
And then you
then it will scan real time for this box size.
Yeah, then it will for this particular trade only it will change. It will not change for all of them.
Yeah.
See, we have used only the optimized kind of box size and brick size. Because if we change all those things and backtest, like the number of combinations like can run into lakhs. So we have to like choose the right optimal boxes for them. So for example, for Nifty it is different, Mac Nifty is different. For stocks it is different. So we have chosen optimal box size and box size. Okay.
So whatever box size we typically recommend, that is used.
Yeah. What we typically use in our charts.
Yeah.
The PNF and Renko charts, what we use the same here as well. So now let's discuss some of these results to understand a little bit more. Now here we have emphasis, sell the top and moving average. If you hover on it, it will tell you what is the condition for which to enter this trade, for this signal. Okay. Now if you click on this emphasis thing, we actually show the chart for that.
Okay.
So now not yesterday, but on 4th February, yesterday it qualified for this signal, and therefore we are entering the trade today. This is the EOD based signal, and here you can see the condition also. Okay, enter after price crosses below 200 SMA and it will be below 10 EMA and RSI should be above 30. So we show RSI we show the 200 SMA and 10 SMA, which it qualified here. Okay. And whenever it qualifies, we show this yellow kind of star, but it qualified. And in last 1 year, you can see if it qualified multiple times, as you can see, it qualified multiple times here, sell the top, and here, and all those things. Okay. So you can go up to 5 years in this case. Based on what you backtesting period you choose, you can go up to 5 years, and you can zoom. Like for example, if you want for that particular thing, you can zoom and go. For example, here we got a signal, like that.
So this is the chart of the underlying.
Of the underlying, yes.
Yeah.
And here you see 3 things here. So we want to give you a bird's eye view of what is happening. One is that liquidity indicator, whether it is moderately liquid or not. If it is green color means highly liquid. If it is orange color means it is moderately liquid. If it is gray color means it is illiquid. Okay, like it is illiquid. So not much liquidity in those options. The next one is whether it is defined risk strategy or undefined risk strategy. If it is green means it is defined risk, which means you know the loss already when you're entering this trade.
Yeah.
And finally is what was the earnings date. So if it is red in D, it means it's already declared. So the results is already declared. If it is E, means the result is upcoming. Okay. In this case, Mother Samsumi, on 10th February, the result is upcoming. So like that, we have given all the indicators, and you already know whether the results are already announced or something is upcoming. So we took care of all those. And then after the strategy, you get something called as FB. FB is nothing but forward backtesting. So for example, when you come in the morning, if somebody wants to see how the strategy is performing, you simply click on this forward backtesting. So forward backtesting, what it does, it enters at 9:20, that particular strategy, which in this case is long put, right?
Yeah.
And then it will tell you what has happened so far for that particular day. Now, as you can see, using this particular trigger, technical trigger, we entered this long put strategy because this is bearish. So if it is bearish, it will show in red color. If it is bullish, it will show in green color. And if it is neutral, it will be neutral, like gray color. Okay. So for today, we got a profit of around 4,028 rupees if you entered around 9:20 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So like that. And you know this futures price is there, and then you have the strategy price, and you have the PNL. All of them are here, and you also have the results here. What was the profit and what is the return? Return is based on the capital deployed. Okay, so that is one. Now let's look at the bullish strategy here. Bullish momentum, you have 3 consecutive candles. If you look here you have 3 consecutive bullish candles, right? And as you can see, that triggered this strategy. So
that is DECMA,
yeah. So if we entered in the morning, what was the result? So now if we entered again with a long call in this case. So if we entered a long call based on the trigger, we would have been a profit of around 5,500 rupees by the close of the market. Okay. Now, so before entering, if you want to know the results more, okay, so you simply backtest that. You click on backtest, it will bring you to our OPSTRA backtesting platform. If you have a pro account in OPSTRA, you get this as complimentary already, so you don't have to pay any extra in that case. And it will show you the detailed backtesting of that particular trigger signal, right? What was the trigger? Stock price crosses below 200 SMA, stock price should be below 10 EMA, and RSI should be above 30. Whenever that is triggered, the next day it enters at 9 in the morning, 9:20, around 9:20, and then we stay in the trade here we are not giving exit is at expiry. So when we use 35 days, we in a way we are saying that exit at expiry. Okay, and last 5 years last 5 years of backtesting data. And then what is the strategy? Long put. And the backtesting method is technical trading. And you have different parameters and all those things. What is the strike that you have chosen? If you have used any stop loss and so on and so forth. And as you can see, expectancy is good, when rate is decent, returns are very good, and all that information is the maximum consecutive losses, maximum loss in a trade, maximum profit in a trade. So, and then if you click on that results, you know how the results have performed over time. Okay. So like that, we can check the results. But if you want also, you can also sort these based on the expectancy. Like, high expectancy. If you want high expectancy means have higher probability of being profitable. Okay. So you can choose things like that. Now we have looked at two bullish and one bearish, right? What about, let's look at this post earnings result. So what is post earnings? So what happens is that when the results are announced, after and when we are going into the results, usually the premiums of the options go up. The IV goes up. Okay. But after the results are announced, the IV goes down. So can we profit from that short volatility of that in that particular underlying? So we are backtesting that and see what happens. So here we have at least 20 trades. Okay, we have that in last 5 years, so at least 20 trades on which we have information for this backtesting. So if we enter one day after results are announced, okay, and then we exit 10 days after the results are announced. So in effect, we're staying around 9 days. Okay. So now if you look here, you look at the chart, see the IV has went up. IV percentile, it's a way of ranking the IV against its own history. High IVP means higher premiums. As you can see here, the premiums are very high when we are going into the results. After that, the goes down. You can see the example here of the last 4 quarters, 4 or 5 quarters. See, after the results are announced, they go down. They go down.
Yes.
So now we have that backtesting data here, right? So now if you do check the forward backtesting for today, we have around 1,300 rupees profit just for today. But actually we stay in this trade for 10 days. Okay. Now if you go on backtest days, again based on the parameters that we already shown there, it shows a little bit in more depth what are the characteristics of this particular backtesting. And if you go to results, it will tell you all the results, each and every trade, how it has performed, which one has hit stop loss, which one were exited on time, and so on and so forth. And you can click on that trade, and you can track each and individual option leg here. Okay. And what is the strategy price? Here we have used short strategy. I think short triangle here. So how, with respect to, so the market trend was sideways and volatility came down, and therefore our strategy was profitable. And you can also simulate this in strategy. The strategy you can also simulate in the OPSTRA. And if you want data in more detail, and in stocks we use 5-minute data in the options, and for indices we use 1-minute data. So and you get
1 minute data for what?
For backtesting.
Okay.
Options data, because stocks are not that liquid, right? So
right.
So you get each and individual trade data and everything you get. What was the strategy and at what time you entered, at what time you exited, all those things. What were the strike prices, position chart, everything. All the information that is required for you to evaluate this strategy is available here. Okay, and you can also download it and you can check all those things. Change if you're not satisfied with it, you want to change some parameters. For example, okay, you have a stop loss. You also want to have some target, let's say 50% of the maximum of the premium that you paid. Okay, so you can re-backtest that. Okay, let's say summary here. You have around returns of around total returns around 105%. So with that change, let's see what happens. So like that, you can change different parameters and see what works for you. So returns have reduced a little bit from 105 to 87. So maybe the original, whatever default values that you have given are good enough for you to backtest, to deploy. So once you're satisfied with the backtesting and everything, then you can deploy this directly in your trading terminal.
Yeah.
So that is about these EOD signals. And similarly, intra signals, here you can obviously cannot see chart because we don't have direct access to PNF and Renko charts. For that, you can go to, if you have a DMAT account, you can go to zone and there you can get these charts directly. Okay.
One question, these strategies which, can you bring the screen? These strategies which you showed, can they be customized? I mean, I want to have my own strategy, some other moving average crossover or something like that.
Right now, we are not giving that customization because we are backtesting each and everything every day, right? So at this point of time, no customization available. But if you are somebody who have a strategy and that you want that to appear here, then you can tell us. Then we can include that in our system and we backtest it, and then that signal is satisfied, we will show it here.
Okay.
So that's where the user input will come into picture. So this is just the beginning. We are coming up with a set of some 20 different technical strategies. But in future, our aim is to have at least 100 each in EOD and intra backtesting. So,
and will this work for commodities and Sensex also?
Right now, we don't have commodities, but we can. Sensex is not there, I think, but we can add Sensex. Commodities options are a little bit difficult to manage, but we can think about that. If enough people are interested, we can also include commodities, at least the liquid ones. Crude oil, gold,
it's only 2 or 3 crude, natural gas, and gold and silver are not so liquid, but they are still people trade them.
Yes, that can be done. So here in intra signals, it will also tell you at what time point the signal was generated.
Okay.
So like that you can do. And for example, you can go back and you can check what happened. For example, Maruti, you have IVP crosses below 90. So this is another strategy where what we are saying is that usually when IVP comes below 90, there is a tendency for volatility to mean revert, right? Volatility goes up and comes back down. So what we are saying is that when it goes to the very high levels and it starts to come back, that's an ideal time to do short volatility strategies. So we are saying that when it closes below 90, we can enter some short volatility strategy like short triangle or short straddle or things like that. So we entered this trade yesterday using the forward backtesting. This is the result. So it is kind of sideways, not much is there. And Adani Port gave Mama Pharma. So yesterday we got that. Day before yesterday we got signal, and yesterday we entered around 20, and that is in profit. It doesn't mean that each and every of them will be in profit. Some will be in sideways, some will be in loss. So because it's all about statistics, probability, right? So you have to be ready.
Out of 200 symbols, it filters out what can be the best trades possible among the
for that day. For that day. So you have readily available signals, strategy, backtesting, everything is already done for you. All you have to do is that go watch out, and if you have something additional filter above that, like maybe you're not satisfied. Okay, you got a signal, but you want to check the chart. You can go and check the chart and see, okay, is it sideways or is it in bearish or it is in bullish? If something doesn't agree with you, if they are in opposite direction, then don't do that. So you can add on top of that, you can add your own analysis and then decide whether you want to take the trade or not. Okay. So maximum drawdown. So if you're somebody, you want to trade only with the less maximum drawdown. So anything less than 10, we highlighted in green. So you can choose those strategies, for example. So the mother son is one. So maybe you can enter this one. Just the lowest, but it's not a guarantee that it will give you the profit in each and every trade. So you have your win rate here, you have maximum drawdown expectancy and all those things. So use all this information and then decide whether you want to enter this particular strategy or not. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions, Sepi?
Most important question. This will be in the pro version or the basic version?
So right now we will for a while, maybe 2-3 weeks, we will keep it free for everyone. At
Okay.
least for the screener part. So you can explore the screener and see if you find it useful, then you can subscribe to Pro, with which you also get access to the test also. So, so that is the thing.
So yeah, right now, even if it is going to be free, the free users will not be able to use OPTEST, right?
For right now, they cannot be able to use. Yeah. OPTEST, I think there is some limit. They can at least backtest some 5 or so in a day or something like that.
Okay.
So at least that much part they can backtest, but otherwise, yeah, no. So you have different strategies, and I'm expecting that a lot of inputs will come from the users to include more strategies. And if you are satisfied that what strategy you have submitted is very good, and if you want to track that here, then we will include that strategy. We do our own backtesting and see what are the ideal default parameters for these generating these signals, and then we will include those signals, technical signals here as well. So this is just the beginning, and in future we will have more signals and more technical signals, and we can also add some straddle-based trades here as well, triggers, for example. Yeah, so this is just the beginning. So we encourage people to use it and see how it is useful, and maybe, of course, give suggestions and maybe some strategies which you want to be added over here, and we'll do that. Yes. Yeah, looks good. So whatever I've used it a little bit, I'm definitely keen to use it more. So I'll start right away. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Epi. Okay, thank you. And bye-bye.